Hi, I'm Greg Funderburg, and I'm your host for the Let It Burn series, sponsored by Rise Chattanooga. And today we're inside the beautiful establishment of Davis Wayne's in Cambridge Square in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Hi, everyone. I'm Cynthia Wood.
And I'm Antonia Poland.
We're co owners of Davis Wayne's, located in Cambridge Square in Ooltewah, Tennessee. And we're proud sponsors of the Let It Burn series with Rise Chattanooga. And Antonia is going to give you some info about when we're open and how you can find us.
We are open Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m., as well as Fridays and Saturdays from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. We have live music with our artists in residence on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights starting at 6 p.m. Make sure you come and join us. We are located in the fabulous Cambridge Square in Ooltewah, Tennessee, 9454 Bradmore Lane. We are the only building that is all white with blue shutters, so you can't miss us.
Eat Sunday dinner with us every day, except Sunday
and Monday.
I am so excited today to be talking to local pediatrician, Dr. Jackie Shaw. How's it going?
It's going great. Thanks.
It is so good to be talking to you. First off, you have been practicing for how long?
Oh, put me on the spot like that, right? For a long time, over 30 years.
Over 30 years.
Over 30 years.
When did you know? When did Miss Jackie Shaw know I am going to be a doctor one day?
Early on, I'm from a big family. I'm the middle child of 9 siblings. And so I had siblings in front of me, siblings behind me, and I was always the one who had to take care of somebody. I enjoyed that. My mother was a nurse's aide,
Mhm.
and so I kind of got a feel of um, the medical terminology and just someone in medicine then. But I think that what solidified it was I went to Spelman and I was in a summer program. And the summer program was for girls who wanted to pursue biology um, and engineering. And just being around a bunch of girls who kind of knew what they wanted to do, encouragement from staff and teachers about going into medicine, that just kind of solidified it.
When you think about medical school, a lot of people say it's difficult, it's hard. What kept you focused during that time?
Um, I met my husband. My husband was in my class, and we were the glue for each other.
So he's a doctor too.
He is. He is. He does. He's a neurologist, but we went to school in Indiana. So I came home from Atlanta, and I am from Indiana. And we went to a medical school in Indiana, and I met him. And so I had somebody who was doing the same thing that I was doing. Um, and so that was the glue. That was the glue.
When you finish the final straw to get your degree, finish up medical school, what was that like for you as an African American woman
You
during that
know,
time?
that's interesting because when we started off, I recently got some brochures about a reunion, our class reunion. There were 3 Black women in my class, and at the very end, it was only me as the only Black woman to complete in that medical school class. So it was like a affirmation. This is what I want to do. This is what I need to do. And when you look around and you don't see many that are like you or any that are like you, that's kind of a jolt sometimes.
When you look at today's society, there is not a lot of African American students pursuing medicine.
Mhm.
What do you think is going to take to get more young people interested into this profession?
I think that it's something that we really have to start at a young age. Letting the kids and Black kids know that this is a field that they can get into and they can do well and enjoy it. And so we need to start integrating and encouraging more kids to do the sciences at an early age, to do the the science classes and the science, um, the little things that they have during the summer to participate in those type of things, to get them interested in science and to let them know that it may be a little bit longer than some other professions, but it's doable.
Mhm.
So
When you think about challenges, has there ever been a challenging time in your life, and what helped you to get through that time?
Uh, I think that the most challenging time was when I was in medical school and I was going through a surgical rotation. And at that particular time, I was also pregnant.
Wow.
And doing a surgical rotation, what students do is they just kind of do the helping. We're not doing any surgery, but we're helping to pull back, the drapes. We're helping with just kind of what we call scut work. But anyway, it was really hot.
Mhm.
And during my pregnancy, I was really nauseous. And I kept trying to tell my attending that I was sick, that I needed to what we call roll out. And he wouldn't let me roll out. And so what I had to do was I had to break the general rule of not walking over, and so I had to do that. He was very angry at me and actually tried his best to fail me in surgery. I had a chief resident, though, that really stood up for me and took up for me and said, she's doing a great job. We don't need to fail her. So in all of that, I found that there are people out there that I never expected this chief resident to take up for me.
Mm.
So there are people out there that um, are good people that will, and they surprise you. You don't know that it's going to come from them. So that was one of the most defining moment, because I really did think that he was going to fail me in surgery, and this chief resident saved me.
Wow. Now you're in your own practice. What was it like the first time you walked into your practice by yourself? Did you what were you thinking in that moment? Take us back to that time.
Um, it's kind of scary because up to that particular point, you are around people who are helping you make decisions, who you can kind of bounce things off. What do you think I should do? What do you think I shouldn't do? And when you get into your practice, your own practice, you're the one that's making those decisions. People are looking to you for advice, what they should and shouldn't do. So it's a humbling experience, that people will take what you say and they respect you, but you know that your training, what you do and how you talk to people, how you interact with them, and how you treat them as a physician is going to make a big difference. So it's very humbling.
What's the best advice you have for people who are going through maybe a difficult time, trying to figure things out?
I get a group, or number one, I think that above and beyond everything is I have a spiritual relationship, and I think that that's carried me throughout everything. My reliance on God keeping me safe and keeping me of sound mind, but also a core group of people who I can bounce things off. Things aren't going well. I need to talk to you about this. I need to talk to you. So, getting people that are in your corner, that are supporting you, is going to go a long way.
When you talk about getting a group of people, a lot of people in our culture, we get around the kitchen table and we
Yeah.
talk things out, we eat, break bread. What's your favorite recipe? When do you remember, I should say first, when do you remember going into the kitchen to cook?
Oh
And who was
gosh,
it with?
my mom.
Okay.
I cooked a lot.
Okay.
Um, my mom, well, again, I came from a big family.
Hmm.
My parents, although we lived in the city, they were farmers by nature. And so we always had a huge garden. I hated the garden.
You do too?
I hated the
I do too.
garden. I hated it then. I love it now.
Okay.
But I hated it then because we were the only neighborhood kids who were out gardening. Um, and so we would do things like can and blanch and oh gosh, pick and prune and just all, and I hated it. Now every summer I have a garden. I plant things in containers. I have a little garden, a little above the ground garden that I have. But my first experiences were with my mother, cooking and her teaching me how to do those. Her favorite, and one of my favorites, but she never wrote the recipe down, is chicken and dumplings. And my mother could make roll out, not the drop, but the roll out
Wow.
dumplings. And I wish that she had written that recipe down because I can't remember it. But she was the one who taught me to cook. Um, and so one of my favorite recipes is sweet potatoes. And I'm going to be real honest with you, Greg. It is from a recipe that Cynthia here at Davis Wayne's gave me. We were here one time and we were eating some sweet potatoes. I said, "Oh my gosh, these are the best sweet potatoes I have ever had." And so she very sweetly gave me the recipe, and I have
Claimed it as your own.
claimed it as my
I like that.
own. And now when we go places, people say, "Bring your sweet potatoes," and so I never. I bring my sweet potatoes.
I love that. You know, when you're in the kitchen, are you a measurer? Do you measure things? Are you just
I'm not a measurer.
okay?
My mother was never a measurer, and that's why I don't have that chicken and dumplings recipe. She's put a little pinch of this, a little pinch of that. You know, when I talk to people about recipes, they get, "Well, what is a pinch? Is it like a half of a teaspoon? Is a little pinch of this, a little pinch of that?" So I kind of go by what I see and tasting.
Okay. So I would love to taste it. And you
Okay.
prepared it today, right?
Yes.
Looking forward to it. Here we go. Voila. And look what we have here. So tell us what we have.
We have some roasted sweet potatoes.
Oh, I love this. So
Oh,
Cynthia,
they smell so great.
they smell good.
They really.
Cynthia Wood, what do you think?
They look delicious. I'm sure they taste delicious. We'll have to just check them out and see.
Let's check them out.
Mm.
Hmm. You done it again, Dr.
These are
Shaw.
really good.
Mhm.
These are good, Dr. Shaw. What's your secret? Because I know you talked earlier about asking for the recipe, but I know you perfected it and
I have.
add your own little spin to it.
I'm sorry, Sid. I have perfected it.
What did you
This
do?
is perfection.
It's
I give you all the credit.
perfection. It is a combination of the oil
Mm-hmm.
and a little bit of maple syrup,
Mm-hmm.
a little bit, and there are ingredients that you don't think should go in
Mhm.
sweet potatoes
That's
that
true.
we put in sweet potatoes. A little bit of garlic, a
Oh,
little bit of pepper, all spice seasonings. Um, Roasted. Oh my goodness, they taste delicious.
I love how you said you don't measure anything. You think a little pinch of this or
A
whatever.
little pinch of this, a little pinch of that.
So, Miss Cynthia, what do you think?
I think they're fantastic.
They are
Got me
good.
with my mouth full, so they must be pretty good.
They are really good. So,
Really good.
for people watching, if they want to get more information about Davis Wayne's, where are you guys located, all that good stuff.
We are located at 9454 Bradmore Lane in Ottawa and Cambridge Square. We are the only white building with blue shutters. Sometimes it can be hard to find because GPS kind of
Mhm.
runs you around because it is a square. But we're right out here in Ottawa, right off of exit 11.
And what hours are you open during the week?
We're open Tuesday through Saturday. We open 3 o'clock every day. We close at 8 Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and we close at 9 on Friday and Saturday.
Sounds good. As they always say, eat Sunday dinner every single day except on Sunday and Monday. Dr. Shaw, thank you so much.
Thank you for
I love
having
this recipe.
me.
You can go to Rise Chattanooga's website. There you can get all the recipes from all of our Let It Burn series. And again, Dr. Shaw, thank you so much.
Thank
This is
you for
amazing. Cynthia,
having me.
thank you for having us in your beautiful restaurant. And we'll see you on the next installment of Let It Burn.